Hello and welcome
What's
to
going on,
Trying to
everybody?
Find Tomorrow, episode 5. Let's go.
Episode 5. Who thought
Whew.
we'd make it this far?
Man. Yeah, we actually made it this far so far. So, get ready. Today's going to be a little bit dark. So, this is going to be a little bit topical today, I'm thinking. Um, so, a little bit topical. Today, a legend just passed away. Your boy Stan Lee. Like that fucked me up, man. That was really sad. Like, goddamn,
Yeah.
I didn't know
I
how
mean,
to fucking take it. Really, like, I love this guy. He's created so much in his life, man.
it is weird because, like, I know you're into comics.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I dabble, but I'm not like, I
Yeah,
don't have like a comic book collection, but
yeah, of
it's
course.
still like he's transcended that almost with
Yeah,
like the MCU. Like, everybody knows who Stanley is. Like, even if it's just for his cameos, like,
yeah.
everybody knows who he is.
He's inspired so much in this, like, in this whole entire. Not even just like freaking, not just comics, but like, not just the movies, not just Marvel. He's transcended everything. Like, he's a legend. So yeah, that really fucked me up, honestly.
Yeah.
It's depressing as fuck, man. Like, God, I don't. God, it's hard to see a legend like that pass away and everything. Like, especially we all saw it coming. Of course, he's 95, so we saw it coming. But
Fair.
it's gonna be hard. Like, I know that's just reminded me, like, a person that I look up to a lot, which is Miyazaki, from the Studio Ghibli fame. Like, I know that his day is gonna be passing up soon too, and it's like, fuck, God, don't do
Yeah.
that. Like, that's gonna
It's
fucking depress me. As like,
it's that's almost inevitable.
mm-hmm,
Like,
it is.
when when this happens, it's like you look at other people that are famous that like you grew up
Yeah,
watching or whatever that are like older. Like, you look at like Morgan Freeman.
yeah,
Dude's like 90 something
God,
easy.
yeah, and he's still cooking out movies too.
Oh, I mean, he's
Don't
that
know
dude's
how.
running around like crazy.
Yeah,
But yeah, like him, Michael Caine, like
yeah,
all
you
these
see,
guys that are like legends.
mm-hmm, like
And
full on
yeah,
legends. Um,
um,
we're gonna
yeah,
be a little bit sad today. I know that I've had to deal with this a lot, which we're gonna talk about loss, because yeah, that that really fucked me up. That was really sad. And then, like, I know that personally I've had to deal with a lot of loss inside of my life, so it's, it loss fucking fucks you up. It's really hard to deal with and everything. So yeah.
yeah. Yeah. I've definitely dealt with it, but like I've
Mhm.
been fairly lucky that it's people that I don't like it doesn't make it any better,
Yeah.
but like, people you expect to lose.
Mhm. Yeah. It's gonna get dark here. Yeah. I've I've had a few loved ones and everything just, you know, pass away. Like, to name, like, my dad passed away and everything, my grandma, like, all these people that I was really close with and everything just, up and went. So it's hard. It's really depressed. It was really depressing. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
And yeah, the other part of it too is like it's hard because there's no good way to go about it. There's no
No,
like advice you can
it's
give
hard, man.
that's like
It's just like,
that'll make
hey,
it better.
hope you feel better, and it's just like, I still. So the big thing that really fucked me up was my dad passing, really. So that still stays with me to this day. Like, sure, like, whatever. It is hard that, like, hey, my dad passed away and everything, which I'll talk into the specifics a lot more, because that's a little bit freaking tragic and everything. But it's mostly, like, fuck, like, that trauma fucking stays with you, man. It's hard, and I like that. Mostly it was just like a lot of fucking things just pass through and everything. That's just like,
Yeah. Yeah, there's
it's hard,
it's
man.
all it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
It just sucks. There's no other way to put it really. Like it's there's always going to be, and there's no way to avoid it. Like it's
Yeah,
always going to be there.
it's
It's
always gonna
coming
be a little bit.
eventually.
Yeah.
Like I guess that's the only way to like kind of, I don't want to say get over it, but like
Mm-hmm.
accept it,
Yeah.
is that you know it's coming eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Like it never makes it easier when it happens, but
Yeah. 100%.
you,
Definitely 100%. Yeah. It's hard, man. It's hard to deal with, especially because, yeah, fucking loss sucks. It really does. Um, like let's fucking get into it. Whatever. So like, so my story. Uh, so around whenever I was around 6 years old or so, my mom and dad they split. It was like whatever, that's fine. So I go to one parent, one to the other, whatever. That was fine. Whatever, it's fine. But suddenly I just stopped going over to see my dad and everything. It was just like whatever. I was just a little kid, not knowing what the fuck is going on. Just like, hey, whatever. And then I figured out he was really fucking depressed. Like a lot of sadness and everything. He was a workaholic. A lot of fucking things went on in his life. And then eventually he chose his own fate and everything. Like it's fucking depressing and everything. Like of course I didn't know until like I figured out whenever I was like 14 years old or so. Like so he passed away whenever I was about 7 or so, and then I figured out how in about 14. Yeah, it's rough. It still sticks with me, man. Especially because that depression, it's not just like it's going. It's I think it's like more than just I don't know. It's just like it's transitional. It's family thing. Yeah.
I
So
mean
it
it's
fucking sucks.
100% it's genetic. Like
Yeah, it's genetic. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, I'm terrible.
I'm here. I got
Mhm.
you. Yeah, it absolutely is. Like
Yeah.
it definitely is the same for me. Like
Mm-hmm.
nothing to that extent, but
Yeah.
like it absolutely runs in my family on both sides.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. It like to be honest, I don't know anything about my dad's side of the family. Like anything. Sorry if you hear a doorknob. There was somebody who came in. I don't know anything about my dad's side of the family. Like legit nothing. I don't know any of their names. I don't know anything about them
Oh,
or anything. I've only known one side of the family, like my mom's side of the family and everything. Like, and that fucks you up too. Like, God, like, I don't know anything. Like, it fucks, it sucks. Like I've only known one side of the family and everything, so that's why, like, whenever people say the family is such a big deal to them, I'm like, hey, yeah, of course. Like, I know my mom, and I freaking love my mom to death. She's the best person in my whole entire life. Been supporting me since day one and everything. But like, fuck, like I don't know anything about that side of the family. In fact, I just figured out. I've been meaning to talk about this for a little bit. I just figured out. I actually have a sister. I just figured this out like a
like
month
a
ago.
half
I have a
sister.
half sister, and that's
Huh.
insane to me. Yeah, she's like 28 or so, has a kid of her own now. It's like, it's fucking hard. Like, what is
Have you
going
like
on?
just out of curiosity, like have you like reached out?
Not really, no. Like, I've seen, she reached out to us.
Okay.
It was just like, hey, yeah, I figured out that you might actually be part of my family and everything, which is insane to me. Like, that's
Right.
fuck, man. Like, she reached out to me and everything, and then ever since I've been like, hey, I don't want to be like, just that awkward kid, like, hey, how's it going? Just text her like once every whatever. So it's like, okay, whatever. That's gonna be. I don't really talk to her too much, but she occasionally checks up on us and everything. Just texts us and just like she just had her kid, so she sent us a picture of that and everything, of her kid, which is just insane to me. Like I've always known just my three brothers, and that's all I've known. And I've always thought like, oh, I just have boys in my family, just kids, whatever. So yeah, it's fucking insane to me. Like
That's like a huge bombshell that
yeah,
happened at this stage of your life. Like,
yeah. I'm fucking 21 and I didn't figure it out until like a
I
month
mean,
ago. Like
how would you ever know though? Like, I mean,
yeah,
really, like, unless
honestly, I don't
somebody
know.
told you, and
Yeah,
if you don't know that side of the family,
yeah.
there's no way you'd ever find out about it.
Like honestly, it's freaking weird. It's
It's
really fucking weird.
cool that she like reached out and stuff,
Yeah,
but
it's awesome
but
that she reached out and everything. That's awesome. But yeah, it's just freaking weird. It
yeah,
feels like I haven't really been talking about anything really, just because I'm like, okay, like, sure, okay, like I don't know how to handle this and everything, but sure, whatever.
yeah.
It's weird. It's really fucking weird. Um, so yeah, like that. To be honest, she even told me like her story in a little bit, and she doesn't know anything about her. Like she only knows her mom's side of the family too. She doesn't know anything about my dad's side of the family at all either. It's
Huh?
fucking weird. Yeah. It's,
Is
man,
your dad like an only child or something? Like,
I don't know.
maybe there is no family on that
He
side.
has
That's why you don't
family.
know anything about it.
I've seen him. I've seen I've seen their family. I remember one time going over to a family event, but I was like 4 years old, so I don't fucking remember anything.
Right? Yeah.
So it's like,
Huh?
fuck.
That's interesting to me.
Yeah,
I mean, without like, I mean, this isn't
it is
really
jarring.
about family, but
Yeah, this is more about loss, but yeah, this is
but
that.
like
I just had to drop that
it's
freaking bombshell,
no,
man.
it's interesting to me because like both sides of my family are like very close. Like
Hmm.
almost everyone lives in Northeast Ohio, and pretty much all of us, like every big holiday, like we all get together and we do like summer parties at my parents' house where
Hmm.
like both sides of the family come. So it's like
Yeah,
it's such a weird
I have
thing to me.
never had that. Never had that in my whole
It's
entire life.
interesting. Like,
Never.
it's such a weird.
I've
It's so foreign to me that like
yeah.
it's odd. But
I've never had that
again,
my whole entire life.
I know that like that's not that uncommon.
Hmm.
Like a lot of families are like that. It's very different from what I grew up with.
Yeah, 100%. Like I live with my family, and we're just like we mostly keep to ourselves. I know this is a completely random thing that we're talking
I
about.
mean, dude, that's what this show is. We go off on tangents.
Exactly. So, but yeah, it's just like I've never had that. I've never had that. We just like pretty much stick to ourselves. We're just like, hey, you do you, you do you. I'm just gonna do me, whatever. Like that's pretty much our whole entire family. Um, and like yeah, it's weird, especially because like, whenever I was about, this is a completely random like we're going into the subject of family, which
I mean,
we'll do that a separate episode, or we'll do family a separate issue or separate episode, because my family situation is definitely weird, 100%. I know that your family is, I wouldn't say traditional, but it is the
I mean,
very
yeah,
traditional
more so.
whatever.
Still very weird.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, like that loss of like my dad and everything, that fucked me up for my whole entire life. Like that
Yeah.
depression and everything, it's fucking hard. it's it's a lot to deal with and everything. especially because yeah, like he did take his own life. So yeah, it was just like I didn't figure that out until later. But for me, at first it was just the trauma of like, hey, yeah, this actually happened. Like this is he actually he's dead. He's gone.
Yeah.
And then like I would be during this was during freaking like, you know, elementary school. And people would they would go like they wouldn't understand. They were freaking kids or whatever. So they would go
Right.
like, ha, I would be, you know, just I would be upset about it. I would just be crying and everything. And then people would go like, "Ah, you're just like you're a crybaby and everything." So yeah, that
Kids are jerks.
kids are fucking terrible. I hate kids so much. So yeah, like that trauma has been with me my whole entire life. Fucking self doubt and everything, self depression and everything. It's been with me my whole entire life. Whole entire life. Fucking
Yeah.
like I've never believed in myself. Always, always like. It got to the fact where even like. I'm 21 years old. I don't drive because I'm still stuck with that drama of like, you can't do anything with your life. You're fucking terrible. I wake up to myself and go like, hey, you're a fucking disaster. What the fuck is wrong with you and everything? It's where yeah, it fucks you up. Like
I mean,
I don't know what to do.
that is a whole other side of like
That's a
those
whole entire
laws,
sauce,
which is like a whole thing.
Yeah.
But then there's the like fallout from that too.
And that's what it's all about. That's what the fucking hardest stuff
Which
is, man.
I mean, depending on what
Of course.
happens,
Yeah.
what the loss is, like that could go from like a day of trauma, or it could, like you're saying, be years. Like it's
It's hard.
yeah.
It's hard to deal with. Well,
Yeah.
I've gotten over the fact, whatever. Like, my dad passed away. That's fine. Whatever. I'm gonna be fine with that. It was a little bit hard for me whenever I went to my friend's wedding a couple months ago. That was actually a lot of fun, but the weirdest, just like the cheesiest thing, just made me like, oh, I have to go for a second really fast. So my friend, I don't even know like what his wife is. Like I don't really know. I know my friend, but I don't know his wife too much at all. But they were just like the wife, his wife, her dad came over. It was just like, hey, just did like the speech and everything, which of course it's all supposed to do after that. Not at the wedding, but the reception, of course. But like, hey, could you let me do this last dance with my like all this stuff? Did the whole entire speech, and then I started welling up a little bit because I was just like, fuck, man, I will never have that with my dad. I will never have that with my dad. Like that's it sucks. Like it's hard. It's hard to deal with. So yeah, that sticks with you. It
Yeah.
really does.
I think that's what gets you late, like even after you're over it. Like,
Exactly. Yeah. I mean,
there's those moments where you realize like
Yeah.
this isn't ever gonna happen again, or at all.
I've gotten over it. I've gotten over it. Just like, hey, yeah. Even where sometimes I make suicide jokes. Sometimes it's here and there, whatever. That's just my way of coping with it. But yeah, it's hard to deal with, man. It just fucking sucks. It really does. Like, don't know how to really deal with it. It's fucking hard.
Yeah, I mean it's cliche and it's dumb, but like time is the only thing that works.
Honestly.
Like, takes different people different
Yeah,
amounts
that's
of time,
honestly
but
the only thing that
that's
can make
about the only thing that works. Like there's not really anything else.
Yeah.
And
It sucks. It makes
Yeah.
you really like, the fuck, man.
Well,
But
yeah, and you
I
almost
mean,
feel helpless because there is nothing that you can
exactly,
really do to fix it. Like
exactly,
it
100%.
happened, and you can't go back.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, 100%. Like it fucking sucks, and that's like pretty much the whole entire truth about it. It fucking sucks. Like you have to deal with that your whole entire life and everything. Like it's hard. It's real hard. Um, like fuck.
yeah,
But you eventually, I mean, of course, it'll be something if the trauma is that much. Like with me, it was my dad, so I was like, fuck. But if it was that much that you had to deal with and everything, they were yeah, it's you're gonna get fucked up over that. You're never that trauma is always going to be with you. It's hard.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, like I don't have anything
Mm-hmm.
like that. I guess now that I'm like thinking about it, I have ones that weren't like I don't have any grandparents left, but
Yeah.
like you at some point you expect that that's going to
Yeah.
happen.
No.
Like my
100%.
grandparents, most of them lived into their late 70s or 80s.
Yeah.
So like it happens. But like I had two aunts that were I don't even know. One was probably mid 40s that passed away
Yeah.
and the other one was a little older.
Yeah.
And then I had one uncle who was like early 40s and the younger two were much more like the older one was like she had something. I want to say cancer. I'm not positive. So
Yeah.
like you knew like it was kind of like a long term
Yeah. Long
thing.
term freaking suffering. Yeah. I
But
mean,
the
cancer.
other yeah, it sucks.
Cancer fucking sucks. That's what took my grandma too. Like
Yeah.
it's fucking
It
cancer is the
sucks. Yeah.
fucking worst.
The worst.
It's
It's
the
terrible.
worst thing in the whole entire world. Like legit.
But yeah, the I think both of the younger ones were like they went into the hospital for like an infection
Mm-hmm. It
and
was
then
like,
like
hey,
within like a day and a half they were gone. And it was like nobody even knew they were that like bad.
yeah,
And it was those were both pretty brutal, but
yeah.
they were also like not, parents. They were
Mm-hmm.
it's still not like it was still brutal, but
Yeah, it's hard. It's especially because yeah, like especially in those situations where you're just like, fuck, man, like that could happen like to any of us.
yeah.
Like it's hard, especially because like my mom's over here, and she's worried because yeah, cancer took my grandma, and she's like, hey, like I honestly might freaking have cancer too, and it's like it's fucking hard. It's so stupid. This is the
That's
worst fucking
exactly
mistakes
the
ever,
same with
man.
me actually.
Yeah.
Like same thing. My grandma and
Mm-hmm.
mom's like that. But
Yeah. It's fucking
I mean,
ridiculous.
you hope like with today's technology, like,
Yeah. Hopefully it's
it's got
hopefully.
medicine's gotten a lot better, it just gets better every year.
Mm-hmm.
And you hope they can detect stuff like that sooner and be
Yeah.
able to prevent it, but you never know.
Mm-hmm. Like on it. I hope.
Like
I really hope that like in my lifetime that we found a cure and everything. Like
I
I'm
feel like they
hoping.
gotta be close.
I'm hoping.
Like there's so much money dumped into that every year.
Yeah.
Like as there should be, but yeah, it's it sucks.
Yeah. I'll,
Um
like, fuck, man. Loss is the worst. Loss is the
yeah.
fucking worst thing in the whole entire world. To where like even, um. So at my high school, even like, I was close to this person over at my high school. Her name was Abby. Abby and Chance. They were both, my friends over there, and we were just like, I knew Abby since like freaking eighth grade. Like I've known her forever. Um, and then suddenly they went on a trip together, and they get into a car crash,
Dang.
and everything's fucked up from there. So like both Chance and Abby that I know Chance like a little bit, but Abby I knew since 8th grade and everything. Like it's hard, man. Like it's especially hard because it's just like that could take us in any second, any second. Like I'm waiting on like. Sorry if I'm getting a little bit sniffly here. I'm actually fucking sick. So yeah.
Sure.
Shut up.
I'm just messing.
Yeah. Like yeah, I've had to deal with a lot of loss throughout my whole entire life. Like, not, I wouldn't say a lot, but yeah, that like, especially my dad's situation like that, that really fucked me up. That's really fucking hard and everything. Like,
especially, I mean, I have to imagine like finding out about it later was even.
Yeah, that was the actual worst.
Like, I get not worst. Telling a 7-year-old that, but
yeah, like the fucked up thing is I was like 7 years old. We went over to the freaking funeral. I didn't know what the fuck was going on because my mom didn't even tell us like, hey, this is for the funeral of your dad. She didn't even tell us until like the day of the funeral, like the night of the funeral, and it was just like,
dang.
Yeah, so my mom was just freaking like depressed as fuck and everything, and we were just like, yo, what's going on, Ma? Are you okay? And everything. And then like later on we figured it out, and that fucked me up. And then later on, the reason why I figured it out, how my dad passed away, my mom was planning on telling us until we were about like 18, you know, when we could actually handle it. But I was so caught up in like, how did it happen? How did it happen? Like, this is weird. This is really weird. To where I freaking looked it up online. And then eventually one of his coworkers put out like a blog or something like that. And it was just like, fuck. Is this it? And then I looked over to my mom and she was like, yeah, that's it. And I was like,
yeah.
Yeah, it fucks you up.
I mean, yeah, that's one of those things where like you totally understand why she didn't tell you.
Yeah, 100%. I would not even want to
but
know.
But it still sucks, like, to find out without her telling you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's one of those, like, no-win situation for her. Like, it sucks, but yeah, yeah, I couldn't even imagine, like, being put in that position.
Yeah, it's hard. It was, honestly, like, that day, I was fucked up. I was, like, that whole entire day, I was, like, depressed as hell. Even, like, whenever, I went through, like, that was in, like, middle school or whatever. Like, that day afterwards, I just went over to school. I was like, I can't do this anymore, and I just had to leave. Like, I legit walked out of the building and everything. Could not deal with it at all. Like, that really, like, it sucks.
Yeah. You did kind of touch on it too, like, like, you don't really get loss. Like, you don't understand loss as a kid.
Yeah, especially as a kid, you're just like,
so like,
hey, whatever, like, what's going
on? Like, I remember going to my grandma's funeral when I was like pretty young. Like, I would, man, I just figured this out too the other day.
Yeah,
how long ago it was, but I was in single digits, like probably like 7 or 8. And I remember, like, my family was all crying, and I was like, why is everyone so sad? Like,
that's the worst. Yeah,
I don't get it.
Yeah, that's the worst. And then you figure out later and like, oh man.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's like, and I think that kind of like deadens that blow later when you do get it. Is like, you've already dealt with it as a kid by not understanding and not dealing with it.
Exactly.
But you know it happened, so like, it's just kind of part of you as you grow up
Mm-hmm.
and like figure out what all that means. Like
Yeah.
you've already kind of softened that blow, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like,
Yeah. So that's why,
but
like, I say, for childhood wise, like I was robbed of childhood, 100%. I mean, I'm trying to become. I'm trying to. I always think like, oh, I'm an adult, but I'm actually not. I'm a fucking kid right now, 100%. So yeah, I'm still trying to live my childhood. So I'm just like, hey, whatever. So yeah, I'm so dumb. Whatever. I know that, 100%.
I
Whatever.
mean, dude, people always say like you should try to stay a kid as long as you can until you hit a certain age, and then people are like, why don't you grow up? Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
It's like, look, you can't have it both ways.
Yeah,
But
definitely 100%. It's freaking like, so yeah, I'm trying to freaking be like a little kid, 100%. Just like, whatever, a, just don't freaking like, don't expect anything from me. I'm just a fucked up little stupid kid. Whatever, that's fine. 100%.
yeah,
So like, yeah, that's why I stay up until freaking like. I know it's stupid because I wake up in the morning and I regret everything, but I go to bed at like 3 a.m. and I'm like, hey, like I'm all good, like I'm still just a little like high school year old, just like, you know, I would get 5 hours of sleep and I'm all good, but no, I regret everything the next
that's
morning.
that's way more than you need.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
get the fuck out of
5 hours is way more
get
sleep
the
than you
fuck out of
need.
here, man. So
Way
that's
more.
why,
Like
like,
double.
that's why I play like a lot of games and everything, just because I'm like, hey, um, I just want to relax with my friends and everything, and just that's what it's all about for me. It's just relaxing with friends, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
especially because
Totally
yeah,
get
like it's I can't it's gotten to the point where nowadays I can't stand silence at all. I cannot stand silence
100% with you on that.
because I know the thing that's fucked up. I know that if I stand in the silence, I'm going to be hating my life. Like I'm going to be thinking all these negative things and everything. I can't do that. I cannot
Yep.
stand the silence anymore. Even whenever I go to bed, I have to listen to a podcast. I have to listen to something. I have to listen to music. I'm I can't stand silence anymore because I know that it's going to be just always negative. I'm always just going to think about the negative things in life. Because I'm even looking at myself in the camera. I'm like, fuck, man, you ate a lot. You lost. You're not losing anything. Like, you fucking gained a lot of weight. You're a fucking fat ass and everything. Like yeah, it's depression
Uh,
fucking sucks.
it does.
It's the
I
worst.
feel you on that. But yeah, no, I completely agree. Like I don't ever sit in silence.
Mm-hmm.
Like I always have music going. I have a show on. I have a game going. Like
Yeah.
there's always something. And
I
it's
always have to be doing something or else I can't
yeah,
freaking stand it. Because I
yep.
can't stand the silence anymore. I can't stand like because I it sucks.
Then you start thinking when
Trauma's the
there's
worst, man.
silence.
Trauma's the fucking worst thing in the whole entire world. I wish that I can live with just like without thinking about anything. Just like, hey, yeah, I'm good. I'm good, 100%. But I'm not. Like,
Yeah,
it's
there's
the hardest thing in the whole entire world, man. It's the fucking
yeah.
worst.
It's hard to like we said. There's no good way to get over it. There's no advice
Mm-hmm.
you can give to be like 100% gonna work every time.
Yeah.
Like doesn't exist.
Exactly.
And if you did figure that out, you would be very rich because you could sell it to everybody.
Just like, hey,
Uh,
man, I'm always happy. Never the case.
no, not once.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, loss sucks, man.
It really does, man. Like it's the worst thing in the whole entire world. Legit. Like And now, like, what we were talking about earlier, in the show was just like about Stan Lee. Um, like, I was just thinking about like all these people that are going, if they pass away, it's going to fuck me up. Like, I am going to legit freak the fuck out whenever those happen. Like, even like I'm in my family, I'm known for like the comic book guy or whatever. So my brother, like, I already knew beforehand because people already like, we had like a Discord thing going on, but my brother had to call me, legit had to call me and go like, "Hey, I got some bad news for you." And I was like, "Stanley passed away." He was like, "Yeah, Stanley passed away." I was like, "God damn it, man! It fucking sucks. It's the worst thing ever."
It is funny because, like, you know, everybody has their own lane as far as like what they enjoy in
Mm-hmm.
media. So like, there's stuff that happened that I'm like people like famous people passed away, and I'm like, I don't.
Yeah,
It sucks, but
90
I don't really care.
about 90% of the time, I don't really care, to be honest. Like, sure, of course I'm depressed for their like, it's
Yeah,
shout
right.
like, you know,
Yeah, it's never
I'm sorry
like
for the
I'm
family and
happy that
everything.
it
But
happened.
yeah, it's always like, hey, I'm sorry that this happened. I hope your family like is okay with the trauma and everything. But yeah, like, I'm sorry, I don't really care too much. But there are those people that I know. I like what I talked about earlier. If Miyazaki passes away, the whole entire nation of Japan and like everybody else, because I grew up with his shit. I grew up with his shit. Like, all of his movies, like, were revelation to me. Like, they were so good. But whenever he passes away, it will fuck up everybody. Oh my god. Like, I don't even want to think about it because yeah, it's fucking depressing. Like, it's hard to deal
Yeah,
with and everything. Um, so yeah, it's like it's fucking terrible. Like, I don't want to think about that at all. Like,
yeah,
it wasn't until the day after whenever like whenever Stanley passed, I was just like, he's one of those figures where you're like, okay, he's immortal. Like, he is always going to be, he's just, he's always going to be that just guy who just pops up in things. He's gonna be, forever there. But like, if whenever you see those like figures freaking pass away and everything, like, I know, like, it fucks you up.
yeah. I mean,
Like, what's up?
so yeah, I have two stories.
What's up?
So like, the first one's not funny, but it's kind of funny. uh, so like when Michael Jackson passed away,
Oh my god.
I, first off,
That I
not
that
a not a Michael Jackson fan. Like, whatever.
Get the fuck out of here. I love that guy, man. Whenever
So
that concert movie, This Is It, came out and everything, like, I was sitting there with my mom and her friend, and I was legit bawling at that. Like, I love his music, man.
like,
Like,
I
fuck,
don't dislike it, but I'm just, it is what it is.
he's awesome. I love that guy.
But so my one friend texted me and was like, dude, MJ died. Me being a big sports fan, I was like, Michael Jordan died? Like, what? No. She's like, no, Michael Jackson. I'm like, oh, okay.
Wow,
But
man.
dude, that would have been way more like
Freaking Jordan.
heartbreaking for
Yeah,
me.
that would be very heartbreaking for you. Yeah.
um, but no, the other one is like way more serious. Like the first like big famous death that hit me was Chester from Linkin Park.
Yeah. Yeah.
That one was because
hundred
like,
percent.
dude, that
Because
was I grew up with that. Like Linkin Park is one of my favorite, still one of my favorite
yeah,
bands of all time, and
like,
like I grew up with their music. Like their first album came out when I was in
it's sad now.
middle school, elementary
Yeah, I
school,
whenever I
and
was in my my freaking um emo years or whatever. Like, yeah, I listened to their freaking I listened to their stuff a lot. And
Yeah.
especially, it's hard to go through those albums now because it's like, fuck, man, this is all the stuff that you dealt with. Like, this is
Yeah.
fucking hard.
And
Um,
yeah, I mean, I know I've talked to you about it too, but like Mike Shinoda, the other guy,
yeah,
for the other singer, put out a album called Post Traumatic, which is like every song basically deals with like what happened to him after Chester's death.
yeah,
And it was
PTSD.
like, yeah, it was like a lot of them are real deep and real dark, but
Yeah.
like the whole album's great. I think I've said it on stream, but like everybody should go check that album out.
hmm
Um,
I tried to
but
listen to it a little bit, and I was like, this is a little bit too sad for me right now. So I'm
yeah,
not gonna listen to it now.
not all of them are, but like more than half probably. But yeah, like that was the one that like the first one where I was like, wow, okay, this is someone that I grew up with. Like
hmm
it gets way more real.
Yeah, especially because that that really hit me hard because it was suicide. So it was like,
Right.
fuck,
Yeah,
man,
it
like
wasn't
I had
just
to
like
deal with that
a
too. Like I know I haven't gotten to the stage where I'm just like, hey, I want to take my life, but hey, I've gotten to where it's just like it's fucking like I don't know if I can make it to the end of this day. Um, but yeah, like I had to deal with that, and then I do want to listen to that album because I feel like I'll have to deal with a lot of the same situation because of um, that trauma that happens afterwards.
yeah,
Yeah, because being there, especially for
yeah,
suicide, it really like you don't know how much it fucks you up until like it fucks up other people's lives.
yeah.
It's fucking hard. Like
And it's one of those things too where like I said, like I grew up with them since I was 10.
yeah,
Like so basically those guys have been together majority of every day for every year for like 20 some years.
hmm
Like they're essentially family.
yeah,
Like it's about, they probably spent way more time with them than they did with their family.
100%. Yeah, especially on those tours and everything. Like yeah,
Right.
a lot of
So
it is being
like
together with everybody.
man, yeah. It's it's brutal.
hmm Like yeah, especially those deaths. Whenever you think like, um, especially like Robin Williams or something like that, where
hmm
he seems like such a happy man until eventually
Right.
he took his life and everything. Like it's suicide is just such an awful thing. Just don't do it. Like
Yes. Definitely good
just
advice.
don't do it. Like it's stupid to say, but like honestly, you don't know how much it fucks you up, how much it fucks everybody up, until until you're gone, and it's just
Yeah.
like it's hard. It's
Yeah.
real hard. Like
Yeah. There I mean, I'm sure at some point we'll do another very deep episode like
yeah,
this dealing with depression
yeah,
because I'm sure we have a lot to say on that.
yeah. I know
But
personally. You guys have seen a little bit of it. Like I'm sure
right.
a lot of it, but yeah.
Um but yeah, it's it's one of those things where like you hide that part of you basically.
Yeah,
And like
hundred
not to
percent.
keep going back to the Linkin Park thing, but like they did I don't know if you've ever watched the Carpool Karaoke
No, I haven't.
with like James Corden, the English guy. Anyway, they're pretty good. You should. Some of them are pretty good.
Mm,
um, but they basically like drive around and do karaoke inside of their car, and they have on different like artists. And literally 1 week before he killed himself, him and the DJ and Mike Shinoda did that, and they went and they recorded it, and like they posted it like a week after he died.
yeah,
And it was like it was like a week before when they recorded, and
yeah,
he's like happy, he's joking around, like singing along to his music and stuff, and it's
hmm
like You don't know.
It's hard. It's real hard to deal with, man. Like, it fucks you up.
Yeah.
Like, well, loss is the worst. Let's just say that. Like, loss. It's had to deal with a lot of my PTSD in life. It's had to deal with just a lot of things in my life. Just loss was just the cause, pretty much, for all of it. Um, it sucks. It really, really fucking does. Like, don't know how
Yeah.
I've gotten through a lot of these days and everything. Like, it fucking sucks.
I mean, I guess that's the other thing is like your natural instinct might be to like seclude yourself
100%, and that's why I didn't. That's why I did for
and
freaking like
yeah.
20 years. Like,
That's what I'm
so
saying.
yeah, yeah,
But like it's kind of important that you go like talk to people.
yeah,
Like
100%.
whether it be like official, like go see a therapist or like just go talk to friends and hang out with friends, like get out and do
Hmm.
things. Don't let yourself like sit at home and think about it all the time.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
there's
Don't
no good that's gonna come from that.
don't sit in the silence. It's fucking hard. Okay, you are
Yeah.
going to get to the stage where you're just like, fuck, man, fuck. Yeah, like especially if you are dealing with that, like, you know, the PTSD of a loss or something like that. Like, don't um don't do what I did, which was just like stand to yourself for. I was essentially just a hermit for about uh after that. It was, you know, up until I was like 20 or so. Like, it was, or 19, I would say. Yeah, yeah. Like, don't be like me. I'm a fucking disaster. Okay, I'm trying to help out other people with that. Like, that's why I really, I try not to just like care about myself. Really, I hate selfish people. I fucking hate that so much. Like, so yeah, I will try to help out my friends as much as I can and everything. Like, um, it's where like, hey, if you're feeling sad, like if you're feeling depressed and everything, I'll try to help you out. If you are coming up on like your birthday or something like that, I'll hit you up. I'll throw you something over there. Like, I'll try to help out my friends as much as I can, because I know that I've had to deal with a lot of my life. Like, those randomly surprises and everything, those have saved my life, man. Like, those help a lot.
Yeah.
Those are awesome, especially whenever like a friend reaches out. Friend goes like, "Hey, I know that you're really feeling down, but hey, here you go. I'll get your back. Here's something," and like, yeah, it's helps a lot, especially for those. Like, you never know, um, like how much, like, I don't know.
I always try to do things like that, even if I don't know
Hmm.
what's going on with people, because, like we just said, like people hide that kind of stuff all the time,
100%. Yeah.
and you never know what someone's dealing with. Like for a bunch of my friends, like I go out of my way to like do stuff,
Yeah.
like just because you don't know. Like they might be having it might just be something as simple as like they're having a bad day,
Yeah.
like something like just texting them, like a friend you haven't talked to in a while, just text them and be like, hey, what's going on? Like
I'm really bad with that.
I am too.
Yeah.
I try, but like I have friends that moved all across the country,
Yeah.
and like
I'm the worst with
it's
that, guys.
I'm so bad with keeping in touch. Like I'm so glad some of them are really good about it, because
Hmm.
like there's people that I probably wouldn't talk to very much at all.
Yeah. 100%. Because I'm terrible. Like, like a few of my friendships, I'm just like, hey, you don't, like, I'm sure that you really don't care about me at all. I'm just like like a little tiny thing in your thing, until they reach out and they start talking to me and everything. I'm like, how? Like, why? So yeah, it's freaking weird. Like, it's, I don't know. Like, it's, you need that in your life. You need to, you you can't handle, or like, nobody in this life can do things just alone, purely alone. Like, it's,
Yeah.
you need to reach out with your friend. You need to reach out to somebody, whether it be a therapist or, of course, your friends. 100%. Like, you can't do things alone anymore. Like, you need people in that life.
I mean, that's the whole point. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, not the whole point, obviously, but that's like one of the huge reasons to like have a close group of friends to so you can rely on each other and
Yeah.
like have each other's backs.
Exactly. That's what I've been trying to find for 2
Yeah.
years, 2+ years.
I got you, buddy.
Yeah. I think we're nearing the end of the episode, probably. But yeah, if anybody has any questions, comments, or concerns, just go ahead and we are streaming this on Twitch. Just go ahead and pop them up in the comments section.
Yeah.
And of course,
Yep.
on the YouTube video, which we do have an official YouTube video now, which
Right.
is insane to me. So if you want to, we'll be inside the comments and everything. I'll personally go in there. And if anybody wants to talk or anything, just reach out to me. Like it's,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, if you don't have a way to communicate with us,
Mhm.
like you don't have a way, or you're not in our whatever Discords, or you don't know us personally, or like hit us up on the YouTube video or
anything.
find us on Twitch
I'm
under
always
the
on
names
Twitch.
under our videos.
Yep.
Like send us whispers on there. Like we're pretty easy to get in contact with.
Yeah, I'm always on Twitch somewhere, and not really. I'm really bad about keeping up with like my own self or my own streams and everything, but I'm always somewhere on Twitch most of the time. So yeah, just reach me out or reach out to me, and I'm definitely gonna be there or I'm gonna try to help you out with that. So yeah. This was a good episode though.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Got deep,
Yeah.
but you know,
Next week we'll try to get our next episode. We'll try to get a little bit happier, of course. But yeah, mostly
the scheduling later,
yeah. We'll talk about it.
and
a
we'll
little
let everyone know.
bit, yeah.
but-
We got a little bit deep on this episode. 100%. This was a little bit a little bit topical, just because
Yeah,
But,
topical in
Stanley passing away was
both
just,
like pop culture and that
yeah,
you know you've personally dealt with it.
a lot.
Like, like
So, yeah.
it's easy to talk about what you can relate to.
100%. So yeah, thank you all for coming. Seriously,
Yep.
it's been a good episode.
Thank you, everybody. We'll catch you next time.
See ya.